Hey everybody, this is Learning Target 5, and Learning Target 5 is finding the A value and the vertex from a table. And you may be thinking to yourself, didn't we just do this in Learning Target 4? The answer is yes, we did. I got a little ahead last week with you guys compared to the high school, so this learning target is going to seem very much like review because it is, but it's good. It's good practice for us. So it'll give you a chance to do some more of these. If you guys remember, there's three forms when we write equations for quadratic functions. Those three forms are vertex form, factored form, and standard form. All right, and last week we focused heavily on the vertex form of a quadratic equation, and that's this first one right here. All right, so we're going to practice, finding that A value, finding that vertex, and being able to write an equation in vertex form. All right, so just continue work with this one here. If you notice, these other two, which factored form we're actually going to do next, and then standard form will be next week. But you'll notice that that A value is in all three of these. So you can see it's an important thing that we have to be able to identify. And if you remember from last week, the A value determines, it's kind of like slope with linear functions. It determines how steep the graph is going to be, what the U shape will look like, if it's going to face up or if it's going to face down, those types of things. And like I said, Desmos is a great tool. You can get it on an app. You can get on the Chromebook, open up a tab, and mess around with Desmos a little bit and change those A values, and you'll see what it does to the U shape. So, all right, so let's get started. All right, remember, kind of review, the A value is half the second change. So if we want to find that second change, we got to find the first change first. So in this case, the first change would be, this one looks like it's going down 9. This one goes down 3. This one goes back up 3. And this one goes up 9. All right, our second change in this case would be 6, 6, and 6, right? A constant second change tells us it's quadratic. So our A value in this case would be 3. Remember, our second half of our second change would always be our A value. Okay, and if you're thinking about, would this look like, an upward facing or a downward facing? One thing you can look at, I know we talked about in the Zoom meeting last Thursday, a good way to look at it, it's not always going to be in the middle, but kind of look for that symmetry with the outputs. So when I say symmetry, looking for numbers that are the same, that symmetry is going to tell us where the vertex is. All right, so in this case, the vertex would be at the point, the coordinate pair -2, -5. All right, and is this going to be a minimum or is it going to be a maximum? Well, to find that, we can just look at our outputs. We can see that this number is the smallest output in the entire table. Everything else is going up from there, so this is going to have to be a minimum. Meaning that this U shape is going to face upwards. It's going to face up. The end behavior would be up and up. And again, we can confirm that with our A value. Our A value is positive, and remember, when the A value is positive, it's going to be an upward facing U shape instead of a downward facing. All right, so you can pause it when you get down here to this example. Why don't you go ahead and try it just on a piece of paper? Just pause the video now, and then I'll go through it. All right. Okay, so let's go ahead and find the A value and the vertex. So the A value in this case would be, you got to do a little work here. Oops. This would be +2. Down 6 and down 10. Second change, -4, -4, -4. Half our second change would be -2, so that's our A value. And we can automatically see that this is going to be facing down just because the A value is negative, but we'll confirm that in the table as well. Where's the vertex? The vertex, remember, we always look for that symmetry. we can see those are equivalent. If we were to continue up the table, I'm assuming if the x was 1 up here, then the output would be -7. We would see that symmetry. So right here would be our vertex. All right. So there's our vertex. Okay. And to take it one step further, if we were going to write the equation in vertex form, you can pause the video and try it yourself. The vertex, or I'm sorry, the equation in vertex form would be a is -2. Remember, you can just refer up there to the top there, where we have our vertex generic form. And this would be x -3 squared plus 1. Remember, these right here are the x and y values of our vertex. All right, so that is learning target 5. Go ahead and try the practice, and if you have any questions, make sure you email me or post it on the Google Classroom page, and we can talk about it on Thursday. Thanks, guys.